I'll be talking to you a bit about delivery, all that really exciting logistics, but more importantly about Magento shipping. So one last question to end the interrogation. Who here's watched Black Mirror? A few people. Okay, whoever hasn't, it's a weird black comedy, I think Charlie Brooker calls it, focusing on how we interact with technology and how it's changing. And don't worry, there's no spoilers ahead, but this is a big feature in the third episode called Crocodile. This is a self-driving vehicle delivering a pizza to someone who's got a text on their phone with a code, log in, get their pizza. Great idea, right? Just eating pizza, getting it nice and warm. Following this, a company that make vehicles which make pizza on the go got $70 million in funding, and Pizza Hut announced a partnership with Toyota to do vehicles like this. So not really future technology anymore. The reason why I bring it up is, what if this was a parcel locker? What if this was a vehicle that drove to you, gave you a code, tap in, definitely going to get your parcel wherever you are? Now, okay, I'm thinking big picture here, obviously, but the reason why delivery is important is, let's look at it from a cart conversion, right? We want users to buy things, convert in cart. Now, we found in our report from these statistics, 54% of people who abandon their cart is because shipping cost is too high. Simple case of going through. Now, this could easily be £100 in their cart, like their basket, £2 for delivery. Oh no, I can't be bothered with that. Great. I mean, a great example for me. Now, this is going to really, you're going to judge me on this one. I bought a Lego set, £80. Delivery was £25. Yeah, I didn't buy that set. I waited 6 hours in store. But the other options are free shipping and slow and inconvenient. These are all reasons why people aren't checking out, and it's down to that last step. You could have the best website, slickest checkout, smooth UI, but if it gets to delivery and you've put in a nice little chunky £5, they're not going to check out. So why is this all relevant? Let's look at Magento shipping. So Tomando is a multi-carrier API, global presence. We do all the really exciting logistics work, integrate with couriers to provide all the services. And Magento was like, we need to do a shipping solution. Let's not make it, let's pass it on to someone else. That's us. And when we say we're doing it, it's literally core to the solution. So from 2.2.2 onwards, it's going to be native to the dashboard. No integrations. There's other stuff on this slide, but I'll get back to that later. Let's look at it from, let's say there's no Magento shipping. Very, very different world. This is lovely Dave, the developer. I'm very, very creative with my names. And there's kind of two parts to delivery. There's the obvious one, which is the back end. This is the couriers, right? Now, quite a lot of smaller retailers, they don't really do any integration work. Instead, they think, let's copy and paste information onto the Royal Mail or the DPD website. Very manual process. But if they did want to integrate with a courier, they would have to integrate with each courier one by one by one. And I see her nodding there. Yeah, it's great fun, right? Now, not only is it continuous, but say they wanted to change courier. That's more work that would need to be done. And granted, I'm not going to stand up here and preach that we are the Messiah, but there are other solutions that do this, right? But that's still having to do integrating into the solution. That's still incorporating it into their day-to-day activity. Now let's flip that to the front end, where we're thinking about the consumer, what they're seeing. You want to put in shipping rules, matrices. Again, another really fun activity, which is vital, because if the customer doesn't know what they're getting, they're going to expect next day. They're going to expect these things because of solutions like Amazon Prime. But that's, again, more work, more integration, more thinking that with most of the time in the retailer's head, they know how to ship from one place to another. Now, a great example of this is a carpet store that one of my colleagues went to one time. And they did 1,000 a day, and they were boasting because it took them 7 minutes to work out what service based on the customer choice. 7 minutes, and they were boasting, and we were like, that can be done in a couple of seconds if you put the rules in. And again, there are other solutions that do this. But again, it's more integration, making sure it fits. And when we're talking about these things, we're not talking about them working in unison. These are two different steps to the process. And this is where Magento shipping comes in. Being part of Magento, we have access to all this information. With the Tomando element, we've got all the carriers and the APIs. We do all the integrations directly with couriers via microservices. So whatever services the couriers do, we can provide. In fact, we work with a lot of couriers directly to kind of work out what the market needs and fulfill that gap. And all this is already on the solution. There's no integrations. There's no having to worry about that. You have access within Magento. And on the flip side, we have shipping experiences, which is obviously my marketing team trying to make it sound fancy. But they are experiences. This is what the customer sees on the front end. These are things that we can say next day delivery, but we can group things up. We can say next day delivery for these products is completely different next day delivery for these. Those products over there, we don't even want to do next day. And having that ability to flexibly change, you might find out, do you know what, that product over there, let's move that in. Is having that element of scalability to it all. Because when you're first setting up your website, you do all these rules. But when you progress, things change. And then you're having to change the programming and change the code every time. When you need something that's flexible and also gives the retailer the control to do that change, test new things. And the nice thing about this is it's all in one. You don't have to worry about this, working with this, working with this. They all connect to provide this nice seamless flow of information and a nice smooth supply chain. Customer goes to the front end. Do you know what? I'm lazy, I want free shipping, it's standard 3 to 5 days. Magento shipping goes, okay, those ones, that will be cheap with DPD. DPD would be this service, at this rate, here's your label, here's your bonk. Sorted, right? So when I'm talking about native, I've said it too many times, if you were having a drinking game, you'd be screwed. But this is it. This is Magento shipping. No integration. We give you an API endpoint, an account ID, and an API token. That's it. You put that in, you have instant access to our API. We work with you to ensure that that API has all the relevant courier information to that customer. We don't do, okay, these are the rates, these are the services. It's all their information. So they're not worrying about, okay, Magento shipping me is telling me it's $5 when actually it's $2. These things are done so that it's all the customer information bespoke in this product, right? So I spoke a bit about the shipping experiences. This is a Magento shipping portal. Now if you go to it, there'll be a request form. We're currently in soft launch, so obviously it's not open to everyone. That will be coming around Imagine time, like everything else. But you can see here we've put a few shipping experiences. Now these are based on what the couriers can do and what the customer wants to try. So we've got same day, express shipping, overnight, and standard. Now this is great because in the UK we're spoiled for delivery choice. We're expecting it here, now, left, right, wherever, right? Now, let's create a new one. I mentioned next day. Next day delivery, right? Got a nice little title, name. And we think of it in two sections. We've got the qualification and the quoting. So the qualification is going, okay, in the cart we have, for example, small items. This is under a certain weight. I want to charge £5 for next day delivery for this one. But I still want to offer next day for larger items. But those ones I want to charge £8 because it costs more. I don't want to lose money. And in fact, I don't even want to be doing next day outside of the EU. So let's eliminate any of the countries there. So this one won't even appear. So these rules are dynamically changing to what the customer needs while also reflecting the back-end process. Now, if we looked to quoting, that's actually going to, okay, customers paid this, done this, that, and the other. We want that to be associated to next day delivery or 24-hour with UPS and DPD. So in the back end, all that thought process of which courier, okay, which one's the cheapest, which one's the best, that's all done via this solution so that when you go to the back end, you see your order, very simple to what you expect from Magento, address, all that additional information, and shipping is just part of it. You click ship, the customer chose this is the quote, this is the rate, click, get your label, print it out. So this is a fancy slide, because it had a transition. I know, ooh, not even pressing anything, magic. You can tell I didn't do this. Okay, this is high-level features, right? I won't go into all of them because some of them are quite obvious, like, compliant carrier label, something we should do, obvious. But we've spoken about that multi-courier API integration. Something I haven't mentioned, which I should have mentioned on the past slide, is the API that we're talking about is a schema-driven API. So as we get new features and new upgrades, it's automatically updated on the solution. So if you're starting on Magento 2.2.3, way too many twos, you can then you'll get the upgrade when it comes out without having to upgrade the whole Magento solution. And even if you did do a full Magento upgrade, all you'd have to do is take your API tokens, API information, pluck out the old one, stick it in the new one, and all your rules, your account information is automatically transferred. Back to the presentation. Multiple couriers. So we've got all those different couriers. Again, they'll be constantly growing. The more we integrate, the more you have access to, which means, say we integrated a city sprint, for example, a same-day shipper, and you've got a London office, and you go, do you know what? I do want to try that, but I don't want to worry about how to integrate it. You simply go onto our system. Yes, I'm on a new carrier. This is the account information we got. Plug it in. I'll start a new rule for same-day shipping, get all the information, and we can trial it. We'll see how popular it is. Okay, it is popular, we'll expand it. And normally this would be a process of, okay, how much would an integration cost? Okay, how do I change the rules? And this gives you that flexibility, flexibility in getting what you need. Real-time rates, again, carriers, but you've got the multiple location. If you've got multiple warehouses, great, but what if you have 4 stores? They could be warehouses that have stock. You can start delivering from those warehouses. Packaging information. We don't do any of the stock, hold our hands up, but we do integrate with those, and we can save all your packaging information and go, okay, these are dimensions, this is cost, plop it out. Very technical words in this presentation. In-cart quotes, that goes back to the shipping experiences. One-stop fulfillment, all in Magento, so you're not having to go to a third-party website, you're not having to go into a third-party website. Standardized tracking. Now this is an interesting one. As we're in .mailer, emailing, very important. But post-purchase emails are vital because you need to get that customer information post-delivery. They're still questioning when they're going to get their item. They're still questioning, okay, I like that item, but what other items are there, right? But with the standardized tracking, because we're in Magento, all the information on the carriers that we've integrated is there to be accessed and pulled out by other solutions, right? So again, we've reached the obvious, carrier compliant labels, but not so obvious is the documentation. We help you do the last point, international shipping. So duty costs, HS codes, all that fun paperwork, all is communicated through our solution. So let's go back to that first slide, which we are now going to pay attention to. Got easy to connect global carriers, all there. Now that drives cart conversion because you have those access to the carriers, you can provide the cheaper rates, you can get a better solution. Now this all automates the fulfillment process. I'm adding dance moves now. And all this reduce shipping related costs. So yes, we can say, yeah, you'll choose this one because it's cheaper, you know it's cheaper, you'll save money, but you're also improving the efficiency. You're not having to have your pick and pack staff going, okay, not that that's what they do, but just covering my bases. But they'll be able to do things more efficiently. The thinking is taken out of it so that you can go, yes, okay, now let's move on to the next step. And that is Magento shipping. Now, like I said, we're currently in soft launch. So if you have any customers, if you're looking at potentially using this, just email magentosales@tomando.com. You'll get put onto the access list. We do have a few limited spots left, but we'll send you all the requirements, give you demos, all the lovely sales stuff, which I won't do now. You'll notice it's on Neopost shipping. Tomando is now a product of Neopost shipping, which does everything from parcel lockers. We do a packaging machine which 3D scans an item and makes a box 2 size. Yeah, it's weird. And my marketing lady would like me to point out, we have social for these. Feel free to follow them. Ignore my Twitter. It's not a work Twitter, but apparently I had to have one. And that is everything.